And I want to talk to you now about the need for financial advisors. So let's over to the whiteboard and we'll put a title up here for you, the need for financial advisors. So this topic then is the need, not the want, for financial advisors, FAs as I call them, financial advisors. Now I'm not talking about mortgage brokers, I'm talking about wealth managers, financial advisors here. So what is the need here? Well, the number of existing financial advisors is declining. You read all over the paper about this. The number of existing financial advisors is declining. And I want to talk about how it's been replenished. So I kind of picture a bath. I don't know if you're into your baths or you prefer a shower, but this bath's got a big plug. There you go. And there's water in there. Now the water represents the number of financial advisors in the marketplace. Do you like that one, do you? And there's two parts to this. There's the tap. So let's just draw the tap, shall we? Here you go. There's my tap. It's not very good, is it? But it'll do. There's my tap, and it goes down to, obviously, the water level. Now, in goes new financial advisors, but out goes old financial advisors. So you've got this coming out there as well. You've got the plug. I want to about what's coming out first of all, and you'll soon see why there is a massive need for financial advisors. And I want to show you some figures and numbers. So I'm going to show you some slides now. Now the slide I want to share with you, I want to share two today for you, is the age of financial advisors. So I want to share this with you, see what you think about this one. So let's put this up here for you. Now, I don't want to get ageist here or sexist or anything like that, but how old are retail financial advisors? Now, you'll probably notice from this graph, so let's just highlight here for you. Down here, I've got the person's age. Let's just flick that, you can see that. So this is the age of the advisor. I've got down here under 25s, and over here I've got those advisors in their 50s and those advisors over 60. Now you can see quite clearly that the majority of advisors that we have in the marketplace are over the age of 50. We've got just over 10,000 are over the age of 50 to 59, and we've got almost 5,000 over the age of 60. Now we've got 8,200 over the age of 40. So as you can probably see, the vast majority of retail financial advisors, we're talking about IFAs, authorised to sell retail investments, that's where I'm coming from, are old. Now 50 is not old. I'm 58, so of course it's not old. But the point is that these dudes will be retiring. They all entered the industry in the 80s and 90s, didn't they? That's when they entered, when there were big sales forces were going on, the huge, great Prudentials and Pearls and people like that. But they are all looking to retire, and many of them are looking for consolidators to buy their business. There's consolidators in the marketplace now who are gobbling up these small firms because they've got some really good client banks, very loyal. And these consolidators are hoovering up these client banks and creating huge IFA firms. And they will change the industry in the next few years. But the problem we've got down here, if I show you, is very few young financial advisors. Under the age of 25, it's 426 of them. Then you've got just under 2,000 in their 20s and just over 5,000 in their 30s. There's very few young financial advisors, and that's the message here. Because these financial advisors, if I just put me back in here for you so you can see me, these financial advisors, the majority are retiring, they're selling their banks, their businesses, they're moving on to pastures new. They've made a good living from it, they've enjoyed themselves. And therefore, there's a lot of people leaving. So if you look over here on my graph, you've got all these advisors who are leaving to retire. Are they being replenished? That's the key thing. So let's take a look at how these advisors are being replenished at the moment. Now, gone are the days when you had the big banks, the big sales forces, recruiting thousands per month and then training loads of people. Those days are all gone. And that's how the market has grown. And that's what they've relied upon. So a lot of the firms and networks have been trying to do what they can. And I've got another graph which I'm going to draw up here for you, which illustrates how these new academies are growing new financial advisors. So I've got a little graph for you which I created, which I quite like actually. Let's just put it in black for you. This graph's got two elements to it. because we like a graph, don't we? There you go. Now the vertical column represents the number of new graduates that are being trained per annum. When I say grads, I'm talking about financial advisor graduates, new financial advisors. And just to give us some numbers here, I've got sort of 200 there, I've got 100 there. This is per annum as well, 150, and put 50 in there. So how many new financial advisors are coming into the marketplace per annum? So that just gives you an idea. And then I'll give you another one here, which is the year established. And I want to share with you some of these academies. Now, the oldest academy, people I know who run this academy, good bunch of people as well, is St James's Place. Now, St James's Place was set up in 2012. So if we just put a few dates on here, we can see where we're going here, can't we? So 2012, and if we put 2022 in here, just to give us a few ideas. So 14, 16, 18, 20, just to give you dates, really. That's where I'm going. Now, they were set up in 2012, so they've been going for a long time, 10 years now, and they churn out about 200, so if we put it here, SJP, they churn out about 200 qualified financial advisors booming to go every year now, so that's really good, actually. And obviously they've got their own firms, St James's Place, and they've got their own setup, their own marketing, their own branding, etc. And they churn out 200 people from completely new careers into financial advisors. Good for them, but it ain't enough. That's the key, isn't it? So there are a few others. Open Work, big network. They were established in 2014, and they churn out about 150 a year. Let's put Open Work in there for you. Okay, a couple of my mates work for Open Work, and it's a good firm too. Again, it's not enough. Quilter, another financial services firm, set up in 2018, and they churn out about 75, I think it is, or thereabouts. I'm sure we'll get an email saying that you got the numbers wrong, Paul. But we won't worry about that, will we, Quilter? And M&G, another one, they were set up this year, or just before the end of last year, and they churn out about 100. Yeah, let's just put it on there for you. So you can see quite clearly, here's 4 academies, if you like, or schools, and they churn out between 200 and sort of 75 advisors a year. That's per annum, by the way, not per month, and they've been set up for quite a while. Now, the point is that's not enough. They're not churning out enough people, but they're doing what they can. Now, the new consolidators, these firms that are hoovering up these small IFA client banks, the IFAs are retiring, so she's retiring off or whatever, so the IFA company doesn't normally have a lot of people there, maybe some power planners. So they've got these client banks that need servicing, so they have a massive need for financial advisors. So they're looking to start up a few schools as well, so you'll see a few more. So what else has been going on to help replenish? Because what we're looking at here is we're looking at the number of advisors coming in, aren't we, to replenish the bathtub. Because we've got a steady stream coming out, so we've got to start replenishing. That's just to maintain the status quo. There aren't enough financial advisors anyway. You probably looked at that graph. There's about 28,000 financial advisors. There's not that many. There needs to be more, many more. Because there's a lot of clients, high net worths, business people who want advice. So where's it coming from? Well, the government started their apprenticeships a couple of years back now, financial advisor apprenticeships. Have they worked? Yes and no. There's an awful lot of on-the-job training and a lot of coaching required by the principal of the business, and she often can't provide the time. So apprenticeships themselves haven't really kicked off the large numbers that they were hoping for. What about schools? What have they been doing? Well, school leavers don't tend to become financial advisors. Most people become financial advisors because they fell into the job. You may not have left school thinking you wanted to be a mortgage advisor. You probably just sort of fell into it. It just suddenly happened, didn't it? The problem here is that the people who recruit financial advisors aren't the big banks anymore. Now, if you're like a 16, 18, 19, 20-year-old, you want to go and work for a big corporate, don't you, for the training and development security. They're not around, so they don't attract the young people anymore. And obviously schools have been criticised for not teaching people the right thing. So there's not many school leavers or university leavers coming straight out to becoming financial advisors. As you saw from the numbers there, there's very few people in their 20s. So what's the real solution? Well, I think the real solution is quite simple. I think mortgage advisors should seriously consider becoming financial advisors. So let me show you some more slides now, just to sort of show you the mortgage advisor world. So if we flick back to our financial advisor world, here's our retail advisors, as you can see here quite clearly. These are IFAs. So we've got, what, 2, 2.5, 7, 16, 26. We've got about 30,000 financial advisors here. Now, if we take a look at mortgage brokers, this is interesting, isn't it? Can you see this? How old are mortgage advisors? Well, first of all, you've got a lot more mortgage advisors. You've got, what, 4, 5, 15, 25, 33. You've got about 40,000 mortgage advisors. Quite a lot of us, aren't there? In the last few years, we've grown. And yeah, we've got our fair share of mortgage advisors in their 40s and 50s and 60s. Of course we have. But we've also got a hell of a lot in their 30s and 20s. If I flick back to give you the numbers, in their 30s, you've got 5,000 financial advisors and just under 2,000 in their 20s. Now, for mortgage advisors, you've got you almost double in their 20s and almost double in their 30s. These people would be really good financial advisors if they want a whole career from this. They're in their 30s and 20s. They've got 30, 40 years left of their career. And even people in their 40s, there's 10,000 mortgage advisors in their 40s. You can argue that their next step could be fully fledged financial advisor. So that's the key, I think, to the future of financial advising, is encouraging existing mortgage advisors to become financial advisors. And for me, it's a perfect storm, because if you think about it logically, you've got a recession. We're already in recession anyway, aren't we? And the recession will affect the residential mortgage market next year. So those mortgage advisors who were order taking, and there's a few that admit to that as well, because some of you have probably been order taking in the last couple of years because there's been so much business. If you do that, then you'll probably order take next year, and you may not do very well. I don't know, I could be wrong. But other mortgage advisors are looking to diversify. They're looking to go into the specialist mortgage market, maybe the equity release mortgage market, the protection market, which you should be in anyway, is major diversification. You've also got good client banks. Now, financial advising or mortgage advising, call it what you like, it's all about clients. It's all about having clients that trust you, like you, know you, who have families and goals and dreams, and you help them with their financing at the moment. It's the same client that needs financial advice as well. They're not special people. You've got a client bank who you've nurtured and you look after, and you mollycoddle, and you take time to talk with and keep in touch with. Now, all you need is a client bank to give financial advice as well. It's as simple as that, really. Financial advising is more complex and more rewarding. There's no doubt about it. There's much more to it. To give financial advice on wealth, on pensions, on all sorts of areas such as that is more complex. You can learn it. It's not difficult. It's not. But it's more rewarding, both financially and emotionally as well, because you're looking after somebody's needs for the rest of their life. You're getting referrals to friends and family all the time. It's more rewarding financially as well. You don't ever see a poor IFA, do you? Come on, let's be honest. They tend to drive the nice cars. They're all on good salaries. They're all on good incomes. It's virtually recession-proof, because you're dealing with somebody who's got money, you know, in their 60s, for example. They're retired, so they're not worried about the economy so much. Obviously, stock markets go down and up, so you've got to look at that area. So it's virtually recession-proof as well. So in my book, if you're looking for a long-term future in this sector, mortgage financing is great. But over the few years, IT and tech and artificial intelligence, all those things, will start to take care of that for people. Just look at the car insurance market. Very few people give advice on car insurance anymore. Years ago they used to. Now it's all done online. And car insurance, home insurance, you know, these are profitable areas. Back in my day, you had to go to a broker in town to buy your car insurance. Not now. It's all done online. That'll start to happen with financing as well. So that's my recommendation. Take a real strong look at financial advising for the future. And guess what? We're going to look at helping you with that next year. We're going to tally up the LIBF and start looking at their DIP FA. and giving you support for the coursework and exam and guiding you through as much as possible next year. We're diversifying as well, and I train that topic on a regular basis, so we're looking to provide some help and assistance with you on that one.